black supremacy. And with this particular video, I want to talk about Black America versus North Korea. And just by mentioning that title, a lot of people are going to listen to that title and they think I'm talking about some type of black American nationalism. That as black Americans, we're worried about North Korea and what are we going to do because of the nuclear threats, or we're concerned about denuclearization of North Korea as black American patriots. That's what you would think this video will be about black American patriotism. But it's not. It's actually about black American or African American independence and the political power of small people. The political power of a small population, of a small country, of a small nation. That's what I'm talking about in this particular video. I'm talking about forging our way towards independence as black Americans. Now, North Korea's population is 25 million people under one powerful and undeniable leader, supreme leader, as they would have it, Kim Jong-un. Black Americans are 37 million that we will not accept, deny, reject, and attempt to destroy their own supreme leadership. Major distinction there. We got more numbers than them. We got 37 million. But with that 25 million, they was able to make one of the most powerful nations, if not the most powerful nations in the world, the United States of America, the so-called leaders of the free world, they was able to make them come to the table to negotiate the future, to actually consider a respectable relationship between these two nations, North Korea and the United States of America. Now, there's 192, I believe, million white people in America. If you throw 2 million Native Americans and, of course, 37 million African Americans, and you look at the United States of America as a whole, that this small country, North Korea, with only 25 million people, was able to gain the respect. 25 million people was able to gain the respect of the world through unification under a supreme leader. This is just what exists. A supreme leader of 25 million people has made the world question its security. Has made the world pay attention to them and what they got going on. Kim Jong-un made North Korea some little country the size of Pennsylvania become important to the global politics of the world. 25 million people. Now some people say, well, that's because he got nukes and he's developing nuclear technology. But if it wasn't for the support of his people and the unity and the solidarity of the North Korean people, he wouldn't have nukes, or it wouldn't matter that he had nukes. Because any one of the North Koreans could have walked up to him and stepped to him and said, "Nigga, please," and had a coup and took him out of power. Because they accept how America demonized their supreme leader, how America portrayed their leader. But I'm sorry, North Korea controls their own media. It controls their own narrative. That's how they maintain their sovereignty, their solidarity, and their independence of their people. But they have one mind and one consciousness under supreme leadership. We as African Americans saying we don't need a leader. How can you say you need unity but you don't need a leader? Unity under what? Unity under nothingness. Unity under gumbo. Unity under mystery ideology. We see what was achieved by a very small man in a very small country with only 25 million people. We see what supreme leadership does. We see what it can establish. We see what a small group of people can do when they have a single mind and a single consciousness and supreme leadership. We see what is achievable. We're 37 million. 37 million. All we need is supreme leadership and complete black unity. And then the world will respect us. They will have to. The world will consider us as not victims, as not ex-slaves, or subservient or sub-race of Americans, African Americans, but as a people, as an independent and sovereign nation. When we respect ourselves enough to embrace supreme leadership and to unify our consciousness with one aim, one goal, and one destiny, then we'll see the political power and the impact that we'll have over the world. We'll make the world respect us. They have a North Korean summit. They will have an African American summit. This is the type of power that we possess in real time. But they stood behind a supreme leader. And by acknowledging supreme leadership, they acknowledge their own supremacy over all issues and situations and global politics that affected or related to them. And they can bring their biggest enemies to the table. Their biggest enemies who could blow them away. America can blow North Korea away. That they have nukes doesn't mean anything. A button can be hit and they can get wiped off the map. So don't act like they're a real military threat to the United States, because they're not. It's not because they have nukes. It's because they have a unified mind and unified consciousness and supreme leadership. And that integrity of that nation, of that body, has created alliances and allegiances throughout the world. And it's the respect that they have gained from the world that has checked their enemies as well. They caught their enemies in check, which is America. Black Americans, we will refuse to see ourselves as a nation and to stand up as a nation and to become a political power. We still want civil rights. We still want to be, we want something from under the white man, We want a part of white supremacy, of United States imperialism, of white imperialism. We still want a part of that in this country. We don't want to make the white man respect us in this country and make all nations and all governments and all people respect us. That should be our objective. Then we can determine our destiny. But look at North Korea, little country, little fat Korean man has gained the respect of the world. Iran is saying, hey, don't trust Trump. Of course they shouldn't trust Trump. That's a whole nother conversation. But look at the tension. Look what their solidarity achieved. Look what their unity achieved. And look what their acknowledgement and respect for supreme leadership has granted them. Look at the power and the position that it put them in. It's King Noble Black Supremacy, signing out.